This is The Scoop for Thursday.
I'm Lisa Marzilli with the WMNF News headlines. The Southern Poverty Law Center, along with the CAIR Legal Defense Fund and others, won an injunction yesterday in the federal lawsuit challenging Governor Ron DeSantis' executive order targeting the Council on American Islamic Relations and its Florida chapter. In his ruling, U.S. District Judge Mark Walker wrote in part, "The question before this court is whether the governor can unilaterally designate one of the largest Muslim civil rights groups in America as a terrorist organization and withhold government benefits from anyone providing material support or resources to the group. This court finds he cannot." Scott McCoy, Deputy Legal Director for the SPLC, responded to yesterday's ruling, saying Governor DeSantis attempted to wield the power of his office to smear a civil rights organization, silence its advocacy, and intimidate those who support it. The court rightly rejected that abuse of power. The Florida House on Tuesday passed two bills designating certain groups as domestic terrorist organizations. WMNF's Juanita Hurtado-Huerfano reports the bills passed with a Republican-backed 81-26 vote.
The bill was mostly backed by Republican representatives like Jeff Huckam. They argued the bill worked towards securing Florida from foreign and ideological interference, especially as the country is entering a war with Iran.
It's quite possibly one of the most important bills you'll vote on.
Democratic representatives like Michelle Rayner voiced concerns about the bill's broad power, arguing it could be easily weaponized against groups who dissent government policy or ideologies.
It allows punishment before any court has adjudicated wrongdoing. It flips the Constitution on its head.
Ana Maria Rodriguez is an organizer for the Florida Immigration Coalition. During a press conference at Florida International University, she warned the bill's vague language on affiliation, promotion, and funding between organizations designated as domestic terrorist groups and their communities can negatively impact resource centers and grassroots movements.
It creates fear amongst organizations that do humanitarian work, the very people that are holding our communities together. And let's be clear, this is not only about our services, this is also about our freedoms. Our First Amendment right protects our right to speak, associate, organize, and yes, to dissent.
The designation will only be removed after the appeal is approved by a majority vote from the governor and cabinet. For WMNF News, I'm Juanita Hurtado-Huerfano.
Bills on the House and Senate floor banning diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts in local government are raising alarm for local leaders around the state. WMNF's Chris Young reports Florida mayors and local commissioners gathered to speak out against the bills yesterday.
House Bill 1001 and Senate Bill 1134 bans counties and municipalities from funding and promoting anything related to DEI. The bills define diversity, equity, and inclusion as, quote, training, programming, or activities designed or referring to race, color, sex, ethnicity, gender identity, or sexual orientation. If a local official does partake, they could be removed from office and face litigation. St. Petersburg Mayor Ken Welsh joined other leaders from Fort Lauderdale, Tallahassee, Fernandina Beach, and more, calling it dangerous and undemocratic.
It could impact existing programs that support women and religious communities, and could even restrict, as has been said, celebrations for certain ethnic groups like St. Patrick's Day, not to mention Black heritage, Hispanic heritage, and pride.
Other local officials worried the cancellation of DEI events like cultural heritage festivals could result in the loss of billions for Florida's economy. Chris Young, WMNF News.
It's going to be partly sunny with a high of 84 today and a good chance for some early to mid-afternoon rain. Overnight lows will be in the upper 60s, and the same forecast is on tap for Friday. I'm Lisa Marzilli with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.